Okay, the last Daredevil video did pretty well. It got a lot of love, got some comments. Thank you for commenting if you did. I greatly appreciate it. And if you didn't, go back and watch it and leave a comment because it helps me out greatly. And if you don't, well, you're gonna make me cry and I won't know what you want. Okay, I want to give you what you want, and if I don't know what you want, then we're both sucking. So right now I'm gonna make a Daredevil guide, and it's going to be pretty similar to my past ones, aka the most in-depth guide ever. I did one for BP last, I think, because BP took me to Eternity, and I was very happy with him, but now he's unplayable and just sucks to play, and I don't have fun with him anymore. Although I did recently get a 40 kill game. I uploaded that, right? So, first, I'm going to start with the combo. Now, I want you to do this. I'm going to give you a alternate combo that will work, but honestly, it's slightly less like practical. So what you're going to do is Infernal Fury, and then Devil's Throw, and then dash, Silent Pursuit, and then dash, Righteous Cross, Infernal Fury, Devil's Throw, Righteous Cross. This kills 250 HP heroes. I think it does like 270, 260 damage, so it does not kill 275. However, there is a way to do that. I'm going to do this in like full time now. It's without a doubt his fastest combo and the fastest way to dump out pretty much his highest damage. Now, the way to kill 275 with that is to add a primary and melee after. So it'll look like this. If they do not get healed, one primary will kill them, but it can be pretty safe, one, to do the most amount of damage to do a primary melee, and two, give you the most amount of fury back. Now, the second combo that you can do, although I promise you, if you just do what I showed you, it's fine. Like, I know it's boring, but it's how he is right now. I already made a video complaining, but it's just what it is. So if you want to get fancy with it and flashy and cool, you can do Devil's Throw, Silent Pursuit, Dash, Righteous Cross, Chain, Righteous Cross, primary or a melee at the end, or a primary melee. Now, the reason I don't like that is because it's actually less optimized. I know some people might tell you that it does more damage to do this. However, the reason it's less optimized is because the Devil's Chain is a longer animation. Alright? It is a longer animation. It takes more time to finish, and therefore you cannot pump out damage after it as fast as if you did just the Devil's Throw both times. So I don't even recommend doing it. Okay, it's just not optimized. It's not good. It feels weird half the time. You'll see me do it a few times, but that's mainly in 1v1s or if I'm just feeling flashy, you know. But if I'm being serious, I'm only going to do the Devil's Throw both times. Now, you'll see some people kind of like usually in the subreddit of Daredevil mains, they will be like, oh, I've discovered a way to do most damage on the dash. It's where they do this. It's where you do the chain and dash at the same time. I hate this. I despise this. Okay. Not only on controller do the inputs feel terrible, but also it's, again, a longer animation, not just the beginning, but the end. You know, like both beginning of the chain and the end of finishing the chain and then going into the Righteous Cross is longer. Just even if it's by milliseconds, it gets to a point in the game where milliseconds matter due to the healing in this game and the counterattack they're bound to do when you dash to them because you're right in their face. It's just very risky. Like, and then you have a problem of where you end up with one, like a half a fury, right? As you saw, like if you do this, you end up with half a fury until you can do infernal fury again. So you're either going to need to do a primary or a melee or a primary melee. The thing about that is it is one, not as much immediate damage after the chain as a Devil's Throw dash Devil's Throw. And again, the inputs feel weird. But I really don't like that you have to do a primary or a melee after, because the damage is going to be easily out-healed. It's not going to really work most of the time if you're in against a decent healer, right, that knows what they're doing against dive, or if they're getting peeled, all that. It's not good enough, unfortunately, even if it looks flashy. Now, I'm gonna go over a game, which I've already done, actually. So I'm trying not to say the same things twice. I want to go over the combos. Yeah, I want to go over who to dive now. Because that's another thing that is important. Because as Daredevil, you're always going after the supports. So we're gonna go to strategist. I'm gonna quickly go over who you want to dive and who is off limits. Loki. Loki is pretty free eats. You can follow him pretty easy if he teleports away or goes invis. You can see him. And if he uses lamps, the only thing I would say is if he only puts down one lamp, you can destroy it and then kill him. If he puts down two lamps, you can destroy them and then kill him, but you have to be quick. If he puts down three lamps, just leave. Moving on to Mantis. Mantis is pretty free. You can deflect the sleeper, and it's pretty easy to bait out because she has really low HP. And if she doesn't use the sleep immediately, she's going to get bursted down to death. Rocket. Rocket is pretty free. It's pretty easy to follow, and if you use Devil's Throw, it auto-tracks to him. He's pretty free. I never really have a problem killing rockets. It's not a problem. It's also really easy to bait out his dashes. And you can save your movement abilities if he does. Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger is pretty free. However, there's some hiccups where you cannot dive her if she uses her bubble. One, it's going to take too long to kill her. She's going to whittle you down, and even if you deflect the damage and outweight the bubble, by that time, she's 9 times out of 10 going to get peeled. If she does not have the bubble, she's pretty free. And if she does not have the bubble and invulnerability, it's super free. But she does have the invulnerability. You just have to be quick and really track her closely, because it can waste a lot of time for her to get peeled. Luna Snow is pretty easy. She doesn't really have a lot of mobility. You can burst her down really quickly. And the only thing you have to worry about is the freeze. If you get frozen, you're pretty much dead because her damage is so high. So that's really the only thing you have to worry about. You can deflect it and freeze her. You just have, it's a bit, her sustain is really high, especially after all the buffs. So you really want to burst her down quickly. If you can't burst her down quickly, I probably would leave, because her damage is too high. And if she freezes you and headshots you, it's bad news. Adam Warlock. The only problem about Adam Warlock now is the sustain and the fly. You can burst him down really easily. However, if he sustains himself enough to get peeled, then you just have to leave. And if he flies away, you can follow him really easily. However, he can fly to his team, and if he does that, then just leave. But if he's doesn't have fly, then even if he has both heals, it's really easy to just follow him and get him. It's easy. Jeff the Land Shark. Jeff is pretty free. If he goes underwater and you don't, no, underground, and you don't kill him by the time he goes underground, you're not going to kill him. He's going to heal too fast and he's going to get too far. I wouldn't really suggest it. But if you can burst him down immediately, it's pretty free. Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman is actually probably one of the most free on this list. Due to Daredevil's 300 HP and his high damage and him seeing her invisible and his ability to dash with 2 abilities, she's pretty much useless against Daredevil, and it's a hard counter for her. So if they ban Daredevil, they're 9 times out of 10 gonna have an invis, just FYI, because she's completely useless against him. There is not a single universe where a Daredevil should lose to an invis. Every single ability Daredevil has counters her. Ultron. Ultron is pretty hard. Unless you are near a wall, he has no dash, or he is under a ceiling, you're pretty much not going to be able to dive an Ultron. He's going to dash away. He's not going to be near anything for the Devil's Throw to bounce off. The Devil's Chain is going to... It's not going to hit the sweet spot, and even if it does hit the sweet spot, the Righteous Cross can miss. If he dashes away, you're left looking like a fool trying to latch onto him. Even if you hit the latch, he's healed. It's just not it doesn't work 9 times out of 10. Gambit's 250 HP. He's pretty free without his dashes, but he has really high damage. So a good Daredevil is going to dash away only once. Gambit is going to dash away, and he's going to switch to damage, burst you down, dash away again, and then burst you down more and you're dead. Okay, so you gotta really stay on him. It's possible to dive a Gambit, but you usually, ideally, want his dashes gone. If he doesn't have any dash, then he's pretty free. Heal pool is pretty free. However, if he gets the upper hand and keeps bouncing on your head and dashing at you and, just bouncing on you again a bunch, it's kind of hard. It's possible, but it's kind of hard, and you can get out damaged due to that ability he has pretty quickly. But if you can just kind of win that burst battle, it comes down to who has the higher burst in this case, because he doesn't have a lot of escape abilities, especially against Daredevil, but he has good burst. White Fox. Okay, here's the thing. White Fox is literally impossible to dive, okay? I want you to get that through your head. She is impossible to dive. It does not work, okay? It's not possible. It is a full stop. This character is undivable. It does not work, okay? It is full stop. She can I'm going to get to why, but she can dash away to a completely different area through walls to a teammate, and have a healing circle that heals her around her and a shield. But the main reason she becomes completely undivable is because when she's in her Fox form, her self-healing is completely through the roof. There is pretty much not a single ability in this entire game that will outdamage her self-heal. You have to punish her ult, this chick, just to get through that self-heal. I'm not joking. I'm being dead serious. It's not a joke. Her self-heal is insane. Okay, it's insane. It is a violently difficult thing to burst through. I have never seen such insane self-heal ever. So that's going through all the healers. I'm not going to go through anyone else because they're not his main target. I can go through the DPS. I can go through the tanks. But it's not that big of a deal. The main people you're always going to go after is heals. Now there is one last combo that it's his longest combo, and it's really only for fighting tanks or for people who are being sustained. For example, if you're getting pocketed and the enemy you're after is getting pocketed, you're going to want to do this. Okay, so I'm going to do it once in real time and then explain. Okay, that is his longest combo right there. And it becomes a bit repetitious at the end. So first you do what I told you, and hold on, let me just kill this guy so I can have full Furion abilities. You're gonna do Devil's Throw, Dash, Devil's Throw, Righteous Cross after both, and then you're gonna do a primary melee, and then Devil's Throw, Righteous Cross, Hook, Righteous Cross, Devil's Throw, primary melee, Devil's Throw, Cross, primary melee, Devil's Throw, Cross. So after, it can get a little confusing, but basically after you use both Sonic Pursuit and the Latch, it becomes a repetition of Devil's Throw, Righteous Cross, and primary melee. Because when you do Devil's Throw, Righteous Cross, primary melee, that will 9 times out of 10 get you to where you can do Infernal Fury again and rinse and repeat. Okay, I'm going to show it one more time in real time. Oh, I don't have my latch. Pretend I latched. Right? Me not having my latch kind of messed it up. You need full abilities to do that. Otherwise, you're not going to have enough resets on your Fury to really fulfill the repetitious combo. That's about it. I don't really know what else to say. I went over who you can dive, how you can dive, the combo is going to be doing 9 times out of 10, the combos not to do. I'm going to go over the ultimate in the match I spectate of mine. So I'm not really going to cover that here. And I'm going to go over some of the abilities and when to use them in the game. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to be it here. You know what's funny is I actually hate this map so much. I really don't like it. But I went 40 and 4. Lately I've been getting 40 kills in like the past few games. But the DareDevil video really did well, so I wanted to go over playing some DareDevil and kind of talking about what I do, how I play him. Always on the flank here. This is a really good start for me, so I'm gonna pause a lot, but just FYI. I see Cloak and Dagger has already used her bubble, which is a huge waste for her. Her using her bubble here literally leaves her so defenseless, it's crazy. If you're a Cloak and Dagger player, you always want to save your bubble for when you're getting dived. Rarely use it on other people, just save it for yourself, and you're practically immortal. This bubble is so strong. But once I see it's out and I see Cloak and Dagger about to leave it, immediately get on her. Honestly, I'm so surprised she lived. I'm so surprised she lived. I did so much damage to her right there. The healing in this game is ridiculous, but moving on. I'm not done with him yet. I still have my cooldowns. This Spidey got literally destroyed. Actually put down. When you're facing a Spidey, just kind of always stay near a wall so you can bounce the batons off him. I kind of lost track of her. It wasn't good. He got so lucky here. If the bounces didn't go off that little like rock, it would have killed him, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to get my fury back here. I don't really... yeah, I think the Thane Slam stopped me from dashing. I couldn't get it back. I'm kind of just playing fast and loose here. Just keeping up the pressure. And then I get in the back line. There you go. Just stay focused on the heals. I'm not even looking at anyone else. I just want the heals. You saw me use the chain there. I literally, in the moment, I was like, that's a mistake. Using the chain there, it was like a delay. The animation and the chain, I hate. Whenever I use it, I'm like, I should just use it for... I'm like, oh, but I'll use it for health. Yeah, like, okay, dude. This is ridiculous. Invis needs such a fat nerf. She needs a look, dude, how? She has 5 HP, and it's all because of this shield. It's not enough. It should, one, not heal at all, and it should have like 150 HP. I hate that shield so much. It's ridiculous, dude. It's absolutely ridiculous how strong that is, and how strong that character still is. Okay, so you might be wondering why I ulted here, and I skipped ahead, so you probably didn't fully see it. But they lost, like, 2 people, and I had an ult. I saw them, thought, yeah, probably half HP. And with my ult and my confidence in my skill on this character, could kill her. Kill the rest. So the mistake here, I made this mistake a handful of times, was... I did a little tunnel visioned, and I go after someone who could easily die, but then I forget that their team is going to be right behind them. And since I'm blind, literally, on this character, I'm like, oh, right, they're right there. It was a risky latch. I was trying to get the cloak, as you could see. It went right through her, but it is what it is. Okay, so here, this is awkward, okay? I was trying to spawn camp the Invis because I knew she was probably close to ult, and she kinda is, 62% kinda is. Can get it fast as a healer, even with the nerfs. But I waited here too long. And we actually lose because of it. This is my fault. This is a huge mistake. I believed in my team to take care of the win, and me believing in them backfired, and me not being there backfired. So this is pretty much just me standing around, trying to spawn camp this Invis, which eventually I realized we were losing the fight, so I tried to get back in, but at that point it was a 1v6, and I just died. Actually, my Fox is kind of I don't know, like, if that's a good play or a bad play, but she did save me. I think I'd go in and die anyway. No? Guess not. Still, though, I should have been with the team instead of spawn camping. chasing this Scarlet Witch throughout the entire map. And then, unfortunately, a little bit of a C9. I was gonna lose and die anyway because that thing was full HP and Miss Fantastic is just, Miss Fantastic. But I think we win if I wasn't standing around trying to spawn camp the Invis. Here's the lineup right now. 12 and 2, 8 final hits. I'm trying to, at this point, see the healers kind of fall behind right here. And I see the bubble, and I leave. I really want to bait out Cloak Bubble pretty much every time. Because it's OP. It is no discussing it. It's just a broken ability. And I need to bait it out if I want to do anything against the Cloak.
I see you.
And here I'm not engaging because, one, my team isn't there. I'm not going to win 1v6. I'm keeping my target thing, the sonar, on thing just for the speed boost.
You're on my radar.
I'm just playing with him at this point with the Sonic. Literally in the moment, I'm like, I'm just gonna play with him. But this thing sees me. I can tell he sees me. So I'm not in. Wait, what? Yeah, he knows I'm there. But so I'm not engaging. I'm waiting. Because I know he's gonna slam me. But then I see him slam. So I'm like, okay, well, all I have to do is wait. I don't know who I dashed to. I didn't dash to the Invis. I kind of dashed nobody. I don't know how, but that's what happened. It was weird. Really unfortunate. We just all died. Magic resulting. Even if I could get to the heals, even if I got healed, I think we all just died of magic. It's too much damage with Thingo and magic. You were gonna lose that. Scarlet Witch is such an annoying character. Her able to go like immortal and fly around as like an immortal little ball. It's just ridiculous. It can get really annoying. It can sometimes not be a problem, but it can also be a real problem. I try to abuse my Gambit's ult here, but Invis just isn't allowed to die, so we do pick her up though, and we win because of that Gambit ult. That won us that fight for sure. This is interesting. I honestly didn't expect him to fridge form immediately because I win that 1v1. I'm not afraid to fight him as Fantastic. I will win that 1v1. But he fridge formed immediately, and it threw me off. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, I'm too fast. Even in the replay. In the replay, when I spectate my BP, my sensitivity looks slower than it is because, like, I don't know, it slows things down. It lags behind a bit. Holy crap, dude. I just picked up like 6. Oh my god. In like 3 seconds. Let's rewind that real quick. Oh my god. Okay, so one of the reasons I want to explain. One of the reasons I ulted here is because we were about to start the team fight, and when I'm Daredevil, I want to ult aggressively. I either want to start mid-team fight or before the team fight begins when I see a good opportunity. Right here, I see the cloak bubble has been used, so it's on cooldown. So as soon as I saw that, I'm telling you, this cloak bubble, when this cloak bubble goes out and the cloak is not inside it, I am on the hunt, okay? It's a huge thing for me for this cloak bubble to be out of play because it's such a big vulnerability. So as soon as I saw this collectible out, as soon as I had eyes on the location of both healers, I pop it. Dude, that's insane. Oh my god. One more time. One more time in real time, just from beginning to end here. Oh wait, it's mid-fight. Alright. It's not sped up. Oh, it is sped up. Oh, it was sped up. Whatever. Hold on. Okay, it's still pretty fast. Okay. Oh, okay. Anyway. I was like, holy crap, dude, I'm the fastest man alive. It was sped up. Just a little bit. It's still pretty fast. But yeah, okay. Anyway, moving on. Oh, that invis kill would have been so huge. I even see her low, and I try to get the throw off to kill her right there. Oh, she was so low. I wish I could map my Devil's Latch, I think it's called, to a different button that made me more accurate. But I don't know what button I would do. I could do the L3, but I have my deflect on L3 because every time I engage, I accidentally deflect when it's on left trigger. It's a real problem. That's why I changed it. But I have noticed many cases where if I could be more accurate with the latch, then I could make so many better plays. I have tenacity kick in. That's how many times I got CC'd. But just a little side note for people learning Daredevil. Only deflect when you know you're about to get hit. For example, I could have deflected there when I got bounced up so many times, but I would have wasted like 90% of the deflect and maybe got Fury back after like Thing hit me once. But instead I waited for him to charge the punch up, knowing he can't stop that charge up, and then guarantee my Fury back. So if you know you're about to get hit, sometimes it's like Iron Fist block. Like if you know Iron Fist is gonna block, you're not gonna shoot him. So you gotta be careful. Like that. Perfect example. I could have blocked way before. I could have blocked when he jumped away. Instead, I blocked when he was standing still, bubbled himself, and felt safe enough to attack me. Let the devil out. Look at this freeze, by the way. Look at this. Look at that, dude. I dashed into the freeze. That's crazy, man. It's crazy. My latch glitched there. You see that? I was like stuck in the animation and it didn't even register, so it gave me it back. Pretty much, I think I explained myself along the way, so I'm not really going to go over anything. The lineup is now 29 and 4 in 16 final hits and 15k damage. My ultimates really saved a lot of team fights, and I'm gonna credit myself to say that's why we won the point. When in the beginning we were getting stomped, like we were really on the back end. We were clearly tilted about losing the first point. Like it wasn't a stomp, but it felt like a stomp due to the mental boom.
I see you.
Yeah, my Thor overextends like crazy there. I noticed I was overextending, that's why I left. I really thought I had another bit of Fury to do Infernal, I don't know, Infernal whatever. But I couldn't. It confused me. I don't know what happened. I guess it was her going like ghost form, just made me miss one hit.
I'm opening a portal.
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
I can feel some serious magic nearby. Let the devil.
Again, I don't see the cloak bubble go out. Oh, well, it's just not a cloak. But I see once I have both healers in sight, I ult.
Nobody can stand up against a full-strength Scarlet Witch. Beast.
And I kill the entire team. 6 KOs right there.
The area's almost yours.
Mainly because one, I ulted when I have both healers in sight. I choose one healer to go after, then I go on another, and then I go after the weakest target and repeat.
Behold, Dark Child!
I noticed this cloak far behind. It's so free.
It was a fair fight.
All clear.
And we win the game right there.
I'm opening.
You know?
I am Asgard's might.
40 and 4. 24 final hits, 18k damage. That's how you do it. I think I explained, again, along the way, the important parts. I don't really know what much else to say. Just definitely always be on the heals. Only ult when you have both healers in sight and they used their overpowered abilities and can't save themselves unless they ult. In that case, you forced an ult, which has big value too. Only deflect when you know you're about to get hit, or else you're going to waste it, not get any Fury back. Always be in the back line, and don't attack from front. Either attack from the sides or back, and make sure, if you can, then attack a support that is a little bit behind their team that can't catch up or can't get peeled in time. And, yeah. It's a GM1 game right here, so it works for me.